Hello and welcome to the final session of the European Aquatics Youth Artistic Swimming Championships and Komen Cup from Athens. It's been a very busy few days since the championships commenced on Thursday. History made with some of the results and medals split across 6 countries so far. We now move on to the mixed free team final, always eagerly anticipated. Some countries are here for experience, for others podium places are very much the aim. As we welcome the countries that will be competing in the free team event today, there are 8 athletes in each team, and often it's the reserves that do this parade. They are walking out in the order that their country will be participating. Well, the hospitality has been exceptional, and this Olympic Aquatic Centre, an incredible venue with so much history behind it, including, for those of you that remember it, 20 years ago, the Olympic Games. All in all, across the 4 days, we've had 187 athletes participating from 23 member federations. It's a youth championships, so the athletes aged between 13 and 15 for the women and up to 16 for the men. Many here experiencing international competition for the first time, and what a delight it has been to be able to watch them over the last few days. So in the team free, the mixed team free, the competitors have to do 9 elements in total. 3 of those elements are acrobatic moves, and they are judged by the element judges who look purely at those 9 acrobatic moves. 9 hybrids and acrobatic moves. So they have element judges and they have artistic impression judges as well, and I will give you a little bit of information about that shortly. But in addition, they also have the difficulty technical controllers. So the difficulty isn't subjective anymore. That all changed last year. So they have completed, the coaches have completed a card before the competition starts. And from that, we can see what the assigned degree difficulty is for every single one of the elements. The technical controllers look at that coach card to make sure that the routine is done exactly correctly. And then they say whether the assigned degree difficulty stays or whether it has to be reduced with base marks. As the officials are introduced for the day, everybody has been working extremely hard to make this such a successful championships. Judith Vizi, the referee for the day, for the whole championships, supported by Yael Rubicek. So the element judges, there's 5 of them that are on your screen now. The highest and the lowest scores are deducted, and then their score is multiplied by the assigned degree difficulty for each of the elements. They look at the execution. For the artistic impression, they give 3 scores, 1 for the choreography musicality, 1 for the transitions, and 1 for the overall presentation. So everything in the routine apart from those 9 elements that I talked about. It's how it pulls it all together and is an opportunity really for the artistry to really shine in the performance. The difficulty technical controllers, as I mentioned, they are looking at the coach's card, and the synchronization technical controllers, they are giving maybe 0.1 deduction for small errors, 0.5 for larger errors, and over 3 points if there are major errors within the timing, the unequal actions within the routine. So as we look at the start list, it is in reverse order of where they have qualified. So if they qualified in 12th place, they're going first, like Estonia. And if they qualified in a first place, then they go 12th. The scores from the preliminaries don't carry through at all, but the average score of all of the athletes from the technical figures competition, that does carry through. So that's the starting point for these athletes for this team free. So Greece have qualified in first place, and Spain qualified overall in second place. So they will be going right at the very end. But we will shortly be starting. A lot of hard work has been going on in the training. As soon as the competitions finish, they're back in the pool again, going through all of their routines, the minutest detail, especially when it comes to the elements, perfecting the rotations, making sure that nothing is missed. Because in a team of 8, if one person was to slightly under-rotate, for instance, on those rotations, the whole team would come down to a base mark for that particular hybrid. It's a lot for the technical controllers to look at, but also for the element judges and the artistic impression judges as well. But they are all very qualified to do that role. We have evaluators here for the judges who make a note of all of the scores and evaluate the individual judges too. So just a couple of moments before we start. Great to see countries like Estonia taking part in this European Youth Championships. We haven't seen them compete too much in the past, so getting wonderful experience here, and they will be the team to start us off. As I mentioned, there are 3 acrobatic moves in the program as well. How they do those is entirely down to the choreography of the coaches, but there are 4 different types of acrobatic moves. There's airborne, which is a featured swimmer in the air. There's balance, which is performed on a support or a stack. There's a combination one, which is a combination of airborne and balance. And then there is a platform acrobatic move, which is more of a stable support and more like the original type of acrobatic moves we used to do if you have been following artistic swimming. All of the acrobatic moves are very high risk, some gymnastic feats, and they very much hope that they will go to plan today and they won't reduce to a base mark. As we are about to start, the team from Estonia, age range between 12 and 15. Those 12-year-olds will, of course, be 13 this year, before the end of the year. This is their stylish dance-themed routine. 3 different styles of dance: the twist, the tap, and the gypsy motifs. The degree difficulty, 23.7. So into their first acrobatic move combined. It's important that all of the athletes swim very close together so that they can make these pattern changes as slick as possible. And they get small bonuses if they have pattern changes within the hybrid, like we can see here. And now an airborne acrobatic move, so more height out of the water, and 1 somersault. So all of these are the transitions to count towards the artistic score, and this now is into the next hybrid. Bonuses again if they do have all 8 in full synchronization, but they did need to work on their alignment on that hybrid. On these rotations, you have to do the full rotation at the maximum height. Again, they need to be very, very careful that they don't fall off the hybrids. They had some really good pattern changes within that performance, and I thought that the music really suited them. For me, I felt that they needed to show a little bit more personality on the presentation. They looked a little bit nervous throughout it, but I can understand that because they're not as experienced as some of the other teams. But with this dance music, as they continue to get more experience, it would be good to see that presentation coming across as well. They did get 3 base marks in the preliminary rounds and need to be careful that they finish off the hybrids before crashing out of them just at the end, and watch their body lines to make sure that they are straight and not anticipating the next move too much. The routine was choreographed about 6 months ago now, and they did compete in Finland earlier this year where they took a silver medal.
Manic monologues, all performed by the Diablo String Orchestra.
We have a chance to look again at some of the highlights. I really liked the start of this routine, and they did it very well indeed into that circle. And then here as well, working hard to get those rotations in. So they will get a score here for that routine, and then they will get a second score, which will combine it with the score that they had from the technical figures. That was a 59.759 as an average across the team. Coached by Anastasia Rudkowska. And I'm sure they have thoroughly enjoyed the experience of competing here in this European Youth Championships. If there's a delay, it's normally because there are possibly some base marks coming. The difficulty technical controllers look at the video, and once they're all in agreement, then the scores will be given. As I say, they did have 3 base marks in the preliminaries, so let's hope it's a better result for them today. But they do need to be very careful on their execution. These days you can't afford to anticipate or cut things a bit short, because it would be noted and reduced to that 0.5 base mark. So for instance, if their hybrid is a 4.15 and they get something wrong on that hybrid, it would reduce to a 0.5, and the element score for that, for the execution, is multiplied by that 0.5. So it does make quite a bit of difference, particularly on the hybrids. Not so much on the acrobatic moves, because the assigned degree difficulty on the acrobatic moves has a limit on it anyway, so they're not quite as high as the hybrids. But their difficulty was 23.7, so it will be interesting to see what it has been reduced to, possibly after some base marks there. It's been quite an exhausting week for all of the athletes. They arrived round about last Tuesday and did training Tuesday, Wednesday, and then competition started on Thursday, but the scores will be coming our way shortly. And they have a difficulty of 20.45, just a slight reduction there, but they have got the apnea bonus, and that is a really great score for them. They are absolutely delighted with that. 161.2833 is the routine score, slightly more than in preliminaries. And when you add in the figures, 221.042. Well done, Team Estonia. The second team to compete, from Hungary. The theme is the ocean. And they start with a slightly higher difficulty at 26.7. They'll be going straight into 2 acrobatic moves to start with, high risk. Nicely onto the support. And now the platform. And now into their most difficult hybrid. Making sure on those rotations. And a similar acrobatic move to the first one. Better speed in that rotation. Need to be careful, little timing errors coming into it there, and be really solid on the lines. I like the way they're swimming close together. A very nice interpretation of the ocean from Team Hungary. I mentioned that two of the acrobatic moves were the same. So the first one that they did and the third acrobatic move as well. So ideally you want to have three different types of moves. You don't have to. So what they did was absolutely fine, but it would probably be picked up by the artistic impression judges because they like to see a bit more variety. But what I liked about the hybrids, that there was variety across the different families. So there were rotations, there was a thrust, there was flexibility and airborne weight as well, more static moves. So that was good, and again, the artistic judges would have noted that as well. The music was In Dark Seas by the Epic Orchestral Music. They are a young team. Many have spent in the first year in youth, and they love this routine because they all have a favorite sea animal. So I like the way they swam close together because that helped with the pattern changes. As you can see there, very slick change. Just needed to really focus on the execution of some of the hybrids and make some of the patterns here a little bit clearer for the judges so that it leaves them with absolutely no doubt about it. They've been together for about 8 months. Took a silver at the National Champs when it was held in Budapest. Hungary, 9th in the last European Youth Championships and just missed out on finals at the World Youth Championships. coached by Sandra Rosa and Letizia Nikesi. In the preliminaries, they were 11th, so just ahead of Estonia, but they did get 4 base marks, all of them on the hybrids. The acrobatic moves were all fine, but they needed to really have more clarity on those hybrids. After the competition, they were able to get feedback as to why they got those hybrids. So that has given them something to work on over the last couple of days. And hopefully it won't be 4 base marks today. When it came to the technical figures, they qualified in 7th place, and that is the only score that carries through. The preliminary score doesn't. So the 65.998 is the score that will carry through.
Score.
26.7 was their difficulty. Only a very, very small deduction there. And a very good artistic impression score, 77.45. Their routine score has increased a huge amount from the preliminaries, 182.5126. An overall score of 248.5107. Apparently, the bonus mark was on their final hybrid, so that reduced from a 2.65 down to a 0.5. Great result there for Hungary. Getting ready to walk out, the team from Bulgaria. Finished 10th in the preliminary round. Their music, specially chosen for this, is Zorba the Greek. Their difficulty, 21.85. Very nice start with the back pike somersault. And now into a balance acrobatic move. Good positioning. Need to watch their timing. A lot of anticipation going on here. 2 pattern changes. Apologies for the technical problems. We're back again. To the split booster. You can see just how much they are traveling on all of these transitions. Nice to have the contrast within the performance. But again, you can see just too many errors on the synchronization. Great choice of music by the coach and choreographer. That's Irina Dimitrova, coached by Galina Andonova as well. Overall, I like the choreography, but they haven't been together that long, and they're together for the first time in a competition, and that showed when it came to the synchronization. Just a few too many errors, and the synchronization deductions are deducted from the overall element score. I'm sure they had a lot of fun though, choreographing to Zorba the Greek. It's such a catchy piece of music. In the preliminary rounds, they finished a 10th. They did have a couple of base marks again on the hybrids rather than on the acrobatic moves, but hopefully have worked on those to reduce that for this final. So once again, a bit of a long wait here, which means that some of those hybrids and acrobatic moves are being reviewed. If base marks are given and the coaches disagree with that decision, they can appeal it. They have to pay to appeal it. If they win the appeal, they get the money back. And sometimes, especially if medals are at stake, it's important to do that, to fully understand and make sure that the result is absolutely right. It has been known in the past that appeals have been won, and as these new rules only came in just over a year ago, it's a learning curve for everyone. But before you appeal, you need to make sure that you have had a look at it yourselves first as a coach, and only appeal if you think that you stand a very good chance of success. Of course, later this year, for the seniors, we have the Olympic Games in Paris, and everybody getting very excited for that. The free team that we're seeing here today, that is included within the Olympic Games, but it's a combined score for the overall results. So they will do a technical team, a free team, and an acrobatic team as well. The scores for all three counting towards the final results. The duets also included, and that's a technical duet and a free duet for the medals to be decided. So I am sure all of these young athletes will be following the progress of all of the people who have qualified. So a few base marks, unfortunately, difficulty reduced from 21.85. A nice score on the artistic impression. The overall routine score of 135.3771. They do have the apnea bonus, and the overall total 200.3999, and that puts them into third place. They had 4 base marks on 5, 6, 7 and 8.
Team number 4, Slovakia.
The team from Slovakia, forced to swim. This is their wilderness routine, difficulty of 26.05. Just slightly falling forward on the balance there. They are allowed some leeway. This was the hybrid where they got a base mark in the preliminaries, so they will have definitely been working on this. Quite spread out in their pattern, but they've corrected that now. Good to see a thrust within the team. And very nice into the formation. Apart for that combined acrobatic move. So she leapt across. They just about managed to hold, but the execution wasn't good, unfortunately. That's why you have to be very close and tight on all of these patterns. Good height on that rotation. They look technically strong. So their difficulty was 26.05 for the performance. I thought, I mean, obviously we couldn't see all of the hybrids then, but for what we could see, they did look like they had good height in the water, which was good to see. They had variety as well in some of these hybrids. The theme was wilderness, tribal ethnic music. They've known each other for a long time, since they were about 8 years old. They're now all aged 13 and 14, just one 15. So it's their second season together and working on the routine. They qualified for the finals at the World Youth Championships. There were some athletes that were different within that team. Coached by Jana Labathova, who did the choreography as well, and Romana Horska. They scored 161.066 in the preliminaries, because they did get 3 base marks on that occasion. So we will have to wait and see what the judges and technical controllers thought of that performance.
And the fun fact is that they know one another since they were
They went for a few bonuses throughout the performance with pattern changes in the hybrids. Just a couple of changes. 26.05 was their assigned difficulty before they started. So I can see that their total score is 241.0909. So that has put them into second place. They had base marks on elements 5, again they did in the preliminaries as well, and number 6 as well. But an improvement on their score from the preliminary rounds of about 16 points. So next up, the team from Poland, their Balkan Spirit routine, difficulty of 26.4. Very nice height on the bent knee. Very close on the patterns as well. That's really good. I like the way they're presenting it as well. Again, very good height on the thrust. There were 2 pattern changes within that as well. Very close together, so that will help them set up for this balanced acrobatic move. Beautiful shape, just falling forward a little bit. Very good travel around the pool. Always a fun acrobatic move there, running across the support. from this angle, you can really see how much they are traveling as well. Well, I've been very impressed with the team from Poland here at these European Youth Championships. And they have made history, taking a bronze in the solo event. So we're absolutely delighted with that. It's really great when you have an up-and-coming country that suddenly gets on the podium, and that encourages everybody else in the team as well.
Our swimmers representing Poland.
The team from Czechia, sixth to swim. The theme is the Avengers. And their difficulty is up to 30.6. Very nice through the support there on the acrobatic move. An excellent travel on the transitions. Needed to be careful on the alignment there. Good speed of rotation. Presenting nicely right in front of the panel of judges. Good spacing for the connection. Just need to be careful of their lines a little bit. So there'll be 3 pattern changes within this hybrid. Again, need to keep those body positions until the hybrid is completely finished. Little timing errors coming into it right at the very end, but they have pushed the limit to 30.6 on the difficulty. They certainly packed in a lot of content as well on the artistic side as well. So if you were watching before and are keen to know the result for Poland, they scored a massive 273.338, putting them straight into first place. It was a clean swim, no base marks at all, and an artistic impression, impressive at 88.5. So apologies that we weren't able to show you that live. But we are nearly on to the second half of the mixed free team final. And remember, the athletes are competing in the order that they qualified, with the top qualifiers going last. The theme of the routine was the Avengers from the soundtrack and the epic drum battle. They've been together for about 1.5 years now and took first place at the Wolf Cup when that was held in Belgium earlier this year. A good amount of variety within their hybrids. Nice to see some connections in there, and performed really well actually. The connections, spacing has to be exactly right. But they pushed it up to a thrust level 9, had plenty of rotations, but also flexibility and airborne weight moves as well. Coached by Alzbeta Lukasova. They had 2 base marks in the preliminary rounds, but still qualified in 6th place. So you will have seen that there are bonuses for apnea. That's a bonus of 40 points altogether. They only get that if the routine is only 50% under the water. It's to protect the athletes from being underneath the water too long, but it's also to encourage more artistry in the transitions, the choreography, musicality. And that is very important. There is an allowance of 3 seconds. So in a 3-minute routine, they can only be underwater a maximum of 1 minute 30 seconds. But as I say, an allowance of 3 seconds either way on that. And if they do that, they do get credited with the additional 40 points. Reduction in the difficulty, so that will be a disappointment for them, having pushed it up to 30.6. Again, strong on the artistic impression, and they have got the apnea bonus on the right of your screen. It puts them into 4th place with a total of 236.7823. So their overall routine score was slightly less than they did get in the preliminaries. The team from Israel and their robots-themed routine. A difficulty of 26.85. They had base marks on their first acrobatic move. Can they nail it today? That looked better. And already very tight in the patterns. Two pattern changes. Very nice timing with the music. Really like the musicality. needed to keep centered on the rotation there. Positioning very good indeed. Just slightly different emphasis as they came down into the tabletop move. And that was a lot more solid than it was in the preliminaries. They can over-rotate on the rotations, but they mustn't go under. Oh, what a shame. Falling off the balance there. Going for good originality in some of this choreography. That was a shame about the final acrobatic move not quite coming off as well as they would have liked. Oh, that's great from the coaches. Very nice. And they obviously appreciated the team's performance there. The music was a robot mix. They've only been together about 2.5 months, so I'm always very impressed at the standards you can get to in such a short space of time. In the preliminaries, it was the first 2 acrobatic moves that had the problem, but I felt that they were a lot more solid that time. Unfortunately, not the case so much on the 3rd acrobatic move. Coached by Eti Levy-Cohen and Alexandra Kunin. Israel finishing 8th at the World Youth Championships last year.
Name of the coaches, Eti Levy and Sasha Kunin. They both are also the choreographer of this routine. The theme of the routine was...
Their average technical figure score was 65.0807. So that's the score that they carry through. Just slightly off alignment on some of those rotations there. But very close together on these patterns. I thought they did that really well. They were 7th in the preliminaries. Nice to see the other team members supporting them. It's been a great opportunity for the fans to come down and watch these incredible athletes and give them support too. Say for many, it's their first competition, and I have been very, very impressed with how high the standard is when you think that they're only 13 to 15 years of age. So Israel to second place. They have got a base mark, so a deduction from 26.85, but they've been awarded the apnea. The routine score is more than they had in the preliminaries, and an overall total of 257.543. Well done, Team Israel.
Please welcome team number 8, Switzerland.
Team Switzerland. Eighth to compete. And this is also a robotic theme. Their difficulty, 28.25. Into the combined acrobatic move. That was much better than the preliminaries, where they did get a base mark. One and a half somersaults in the pike there. They have to be gymnasts and divers. Takes an awful lot of skill to be an artistic swimmer. Good height. And good body alignment as well. Clean lines. I love the way they're getting these pattern changes. It's very slick indeed. Again, making the 3 pattern changes very definite. Need to be careful of the lines here on the connection. Well, a strong swim there from Switzerland, a team that have been working extremely hard. They arrived in Greece about 2 weeks ago, and they have had a training camp here, which I'm sure they have enjoyed very much indeed. Wonderful facilities in Greece with the number of pools that they have. I think there's about 12 in this complex alone. I thought their definition was good, and the judges were like that because it was very clear what they were trying to do. The intensity behind the moves was also very strong for the theme of robots. Personally, I'm not a fan of some of the facial expressions within the routine, not just for Switzerland, but I know they want to look powerful, but I don't like it if it's too strong. Obviously, it shows up more for us on the television camera because we are a lot closer than the judges, but a beautiful St. Bernard dog there as the mascot for the Swiss team. Coached by Susanna de Angelis Minicini and Pamela Nicod. They both helped with the choreography along with Rosella Pebiri. When it comes to the athletes, they have one athlete for the jumps and another one more for the balance. But that was a really strong start for them and much better than it was in the preliminaries. Both of their base marks in the preliminaries were for the acrobatic moves. And I could see how much hard work had gone into it by the team to make sure it was stronger today. The choreography was from the elite national team and has been adapted for the new rules. They're a very strong team, and what comes across from them is the camaraderie as well. But like all of these teams, work extremely hard to keep improving in their sport. Very much enjoyed their performances here. I believe the costumes were originally designed for an Italian club, but they really suit the theme of the robots. So the scores are up. 28.25 was their difficulty, and they have got the full assignment. It's into first place for Switzerland. Look at that artistic impression, 92.8. A routine score of 216.61, which is about 18 points more than they got in the preliminaries. An overall total score of 288.234. Massive congratulations to Switzerland. Great performance. Four more teams to swim. And this is Team France. They come into this with the fourth highest average figure score. And they have the second highest degree difficulty at 36.4. Straight into the balance. Extra bonuses for holding the hands and having the head down. Nice on the artistry. A very difficult hybrid now at 6.3 with 2 pattern changes. Knees well out of the water, which is great. Just need to be careful on the timing, on the bits that weave it all together. The theme of this routine is the Indians and the cowboys, if you hadn't already guessed. Very nice, onto the support. One athlete slightly losing their way there. They held the platform. The dismount could have been a bit stronger. Just timing errors coming into it a little bit. Need to be careful on their execution and not cut things short. Still showing good presentation. A lot of speed in these hybrids, but a few little timing errors coming into it because of that. But a good performance and plenty of support for Team France. The mixed team, up to 2 men are allowed in each of the teams. That change has come in recently and is applicable to the Olympic Games as well. Overall, they have 4 males in the squad. So as a nation, they have really focused on bringing men up into the sport of artistic swimming, which is great to see. As a team, they have already done very well at this European Youth Championships, having taken 3 golds. One of those was in the men's solo and in the men's technical figures as well. I believe they have made a change to the team since the preliminaries. They did unfortunately have a couple of base marks, their last hybrid being the main one, where there was a big error which led to 35.4 deductions on the synchronization as well. Hopefully today it will be a clean swim for them. We will have to wait and see. Coached by Alexia Vito and Celine Kuchlin. France won the silver at the last Europeans, the youth held in 2022. Just missed out on the podium, finishing 5th at the World Youth Championships. They really have a lot of fun with the theme, the Indians and the cowboys. But they have been training individually for this competition as we get another chance to see the start of the balance acrobatic move. So a very slight deduction on the difficulty, but not much at all. Fantastic on the artistic impression. A massive improvement on their score from the preliminary rounds. About 35 points improvement. Their overall score, 314.24, and that puts them into first place with 3 more to swim. So a bit of a waiting game for them here.
Please welcome team number 10, Italy.
Italy, they've qualified 3rd from the technical figure competition. They finished third in the preliminaries. This is their New World themed routine. And they start with the third highest degree difficulty at 35.8. Fabulous on the balance with one leg, just slightly lost form on the way down. Held on to that nicely. Very good spacing between them. Need to be careful on the timing, particularly down to when they hit the water again, those tabletops as we call it. Held on to the support. This is their second hardest hybrid. They've left the hardest one to the very end when they are at their most tired. Very sharp with all the movements. That helps to get the synchronization together. Well, a strong performance from Italy. They took the bronze medal at the last European Youth Championships, so we'll be very hopeful of getting on the podium again. Generally, they are pretty strong on their synchronization, and I think that's because they are so sharp with their movements. Italy have taken 3 bronze medals so far in the men's solo, the men's figures, and the free combination team yesterday as well. Is it going to be another podium place for them today? In the preliminaries, they finished in 3rd place, and that was even with 1 base mark as well. Their score was 222.3250, so they will be looking to improve on that if they can.
The theme of the routine was the new world in which humanity will live. And the visuals, the music they used for this routine, because
they kept all the patterns very close throughout, which makes the pattern changes so much easier. We'd like to see the shoulders a little bit higher here, but very difficult when they're trying to travel around the pool as well at the same time. They have 4 coaches altogether in the team: Silvia De Pralis, Georgia Mazzariello, Carolina Camadella, and Carlotta Di Mario. So plenty of support for these swimmers. So score to beat at the moment is France, 314.24. Have they done enough? And they have. Full difficulty. Very good artistic impression, 95.75. Routine score of 248.3647 and overall score of 323.3829. So 9.1 ahead of France. So they are assured of a medal. They just have to wait and see as to what colour that medal is going to be. 2 more teams to swim. Spain are up next with their average technical figure score. They are lying in first place, 77.27, so a very strong team. The theme and the music is Avatar. The difficulty, 34.8. Straight into an airborne acrobatic move, which will be high. Excellent. 1.5 somersaults in the tuck. Very strong on the thrust level 9. Very good timing with the music and with each other. Slick pattern changes. Need to be careful on the timing a little bit on this hybrid. Into a balance. They'll have their eyes open underneath so they can see where they are in relation to the other swimmers for the pattern changes. Very clean lines. Good on the pattern. Oh, what a shame. Loving the rapid movements that they're getting. So strong with the music. Fabulous. And leaving their most difficult hybrid right until the very end with a 6.15. getting bonuses there for the 3 pattern changes, for the full synchronization, and also for the placement, the fact they put it in the last 20 seconds of the routine. Shame about the third acrobatic move on the balance. She had tremendous flexibility, but slightly moving off that centered alignment, which is expected. They've only been together a short time, believe it or not. Most of them haven't been on the international scene very long at all. They've been working very hard on the synchronization, and that really came across in that performance. So Italy currently lying first. They came into this team free program. The score that they brought across from the figure competition was the average of 75.0182. So that was added to the routine score. Spain have got the highest technical figure score at 77.275. So they come into this with a slight advantage. They could well get a base mark for the acrobatic move. We will have to wait and see. But if they do, that was a 2.2 that will be reduced to a 0.5. So may not have a huge impact. The score to beat, to be assured of a medal, is 323.3829. I really loved the artistry within that performance. And certainly in the preliminaries, they came first on the artistry with 101.50. So the judges really liked it too. Is it going to be enough to maybe go ahead of Italy? The whole architecture of the routine was very strong. And there was so much variety within the hybrids and all of the transitions as well. Coached by Nerea Sanchez and Natalia Didenko, who both did the choreography as well, along with Sandra Montes. Gold medalists, Spain were at the last European Youth Championships. Silver medalists at the World Youth Championships. Is it going to be a medal today? Well, second place behind Spain, but they have got the full assignment on the difficulty, so that is excellent. Routine score 245.0604. Artistic impression, look at that, 102.25, so even more than they had in the preliminaries. But an overall score of 322.3358, just 1.04 behind Italy. And the last routine here at this European Youth Artistic Swimming Championships. And that's left to the hosts, Greece. Qualified in first place, carry forward a compulsory figure score of 75.622 as an average. The theme is winter. Wow, the height that they get there, and the judges will look at the support swimmer as well. That was a fabulous start. Very good on the height, technically so strong. 3 pattern changes. You can really see the theme of winter coming across in some of the arm movements they're doing. Very good on the pattern changes. Looking so determined. Very slightly out on the diagonal lines. Need to watch the timing here. Very good lines. Very rapid on a lot of these rotations. Oh, careful on alignment. And the timing, one of the athletes very out. In fact, a few of them there. And finishing with that balanced acrobatic move. The athletes certainly gave it absolutely everything. They started with the highest degree difficulty at 39.45. They started to look a little bit tired towards the end, but I felt that certainly the first 2/3 of the routine was very strong indeed. They chose the theme of winter because they always feel cold in the pool, so it really sort of suits them. They wanted to show how tough it can be to get through winter, but also how beautiful it can be with all of the snow. They've only been together for 4 months. There was such a dynamic rhythm to the music, and they really did put that over fantastically well on the musicality. Some of the members are part of the team that won a silver in the free combination at the World Youth Championships. Unfortunately, yesterday, Greece finished just outside of the medals in that event because of some base marks, but hopefully there won't be any base marks today. They came into this as the favourites, qualified first after the preliminaries and the technical figures. The music was Unsolved Case, if you enjoyed it. Coached by Anastasia Goodseva and Natalia Janetska. They both did the choreography as well. They must have been very excited when it was announced that this European Youth Championships was going to be here in Greece and in this wonderful Olympic Aquatic Centre. And what fabulous hosts they have been as well. Is it going to be a medal for Greece so that they can end on a high? At the moment, Italy lying first, 323.382. Spain second, 322.33. So they are assured of a medal. France currently lying third, 314.24. So that's the score Greece have got to beat if they're going to be on the podium today. Well, it is a medal. They've moved into third place. I think they have yet to see it. So they have finally got a medal in the team event. Artistic impression, very strong, 103. The difficulty, slightly lower. The routine score, higher than they got in preliminaries. It was element number 6, the hybrid, where they did get the base mark, but an overall score of 322.0557 puts them about 8 points ahead of France to take that bronze medal. Silver to Spain. Italy taking the gold. We do need to wait for the scores to be ratified by the referee. But it looks like Italy taken the gold, just 1.04 ahead of Spain. So that is the final competition here at this European Youth Artistic Swimming Championships and the Komen Cup. The scores are still unofficial, but look how close it is between Spain and Greece. Less than 0.3 separating them. It really couldn't have been much closer. And only 1.32 splitting the top 3. What an exciting competition it has been in the mixed team free. We will shortly be back with the medal ceremonies for the European Youth Championships and also for the Komen Cup and also the presentation of the Komen Trophy. official medal ceremony, the European Aquatics Youth Artistic Swimming Championships 2024 for the mixed team free. So the medals presented by Noam Zwi, the General Secretary of European Aquatics and European Aquatics Bureau Delegate, alongside Kyriakos Giannopoulos, the President of the Hellenic Federation and Vice President of European Aquatics. Greece taking the bronze medal. A score of 322.055. 2 silvers and 2 bronze in a total. Greece were 4th at the European Youth Championships in 2022 and have now gone one better to take the bronze in front of the home crowd. Spain took the gold at the European Youth Championships last time. It's the silver this time, a score of 322.3358. All are very close indeed, only 1.32 separating the top 3. It's 3 golds, 3 silvers and a bronze for Spain. And Italy, they take their first gold to add to the 2 bronze medals. What a moment for them. 323.3829. They took the gold by just 1.04. Italy, bronze medalists at the last Youth Championships. Now moving up 2 places for that gold medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Italy.
Confirmation, Italy taking the gold, Spain the silver, and Greece the bronze. But look at how close it is.
Congratulations to the medalists that can remain where they are.
And now, because this is combined with the Komen Cup as well, which is a competition primarily for the Mediterranean countries, there will be more medals awarded, and then there will be a trophy awarded as well for the Komen. So the Komen Cup presentations now for the team of three. Medals presented by Laura Derenzis, who is the Komen Artistic Swimming Coordinator, and supported by Despina Carantella from the local organisation committee, who has done a fabulous job here. Greece taking Italy taking the gold, Spain the silver, and Greece the bronze for the team of three Komen Cup final. So we still have a trophy to be presented for the Komen Cup. A great atmosphere here. The athletes, I'm sure, relieved that all the hard work is done and getting into the spirit of the hosts.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that we announce the awarding of the Komen Trophy 2024. The trophy is awarded to the 3 teams which won the highest score in the competition.
So the presentation of the Komen Trophy.
The Komen Trophy will be presented by Lord Steve, President of Komen. And Dias Yamamoto, President of the Olympic Federation.
Spain taking the Komen Trophy. Many, many congratulations to them on their fabulous performances. Spain taking the overall trophy. Look at how close the points are between Spain and France. Yes, congratulations. And that concludes our coverage. It's been a fabulous 4 days. The hospitality, the organisation has been superb. But from me, Andrea Holland, thanks to all the volunteers, everybody behind the scenes and the broadcast team. And I wish you goodbye for now.